Hey, hello, hi, welcome to my channel. I was trying to find one of the videos where I shared my screen. I said screen, shared my screen to see the angel and the force at the cut. I don't know why I just held my cards to the mic. Today, this is the theme of the day, I guess, and it's making me think of in the silver entry how silver shines eternally in second place. So I guess it's for those who don't mind being in second, aka those who don't need to always be in first every single time, aka not Leo. Just kidding. Not any cardinal sign and not a fire sign. I'm kidding. Ooh. The discerning one, the keeper, and the gardener. 3 cards that just came out. So anyway, I recalled. Today should hopefully be shorter. I recalled bottom of the deck is the column world, the golden shield. I recalled in the light and truth that come out of the darkness, the chariot of Pisces season and before that is related at least to the death card in Aries season and moving forward. I guess more specifically Aries season. I remember the I Ching hexagram of darkening the light came out. And it was the energy of like the dark is protecting the light. Like a fire, a campfire inside of a cave when it's downpouring outside. And I guess it's like it's time for the light that was protected by the darkness to be shown. Or shunned. I'm pretty sure it's like shown. But I just wanted to like pull 2 cards, get a little I Ching hexagram, read it, and see how specifically that energy has changed. I feel like there was something else too that came to my mind, but I don't remember what it was. Also, I'm drinking mead today because that is the vibe. This is the vibe. I didn't wake up this morning thinking this would be the vibe. I didn't go to the gym thinking this would be the vibe, but I came back and I showered and I was like, you know what? This is the vibe today. So thank you. Hey, Holly. I did unfortunately lose a pair of contacts. They dried out. This used to be like my favorite pair of earrings because the circles move independent of each other. So, and my hair is still kind of wet and still damp, but that's fine. All right. How art thou on this fine moon? Let's see. So we just get 2 of these. I'm using the Revelations SKT. I guess. Darken the light. If I had the Abyss Tarot, I would use it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But I don't. I'm trying to think of what deck I could use. I could use the Astro Matrix Tarot. I'll just stick to what I'm saying. So let's just get 2. I'm going to give this 3 shuffles. If nothing comes out, then I will pull the top and bottom of the deck. 1 thing flipped over. I think it's the Sacred Flame. The Hallowed Flame. Hallowed be thy flame. Now we got to get 1 more. Oh, no. Now all the cards want to come out. Bottom of the deck is still in reverse. I guess I didn't turn it up right. Oof. Well, okay. So, and then there's the eminence that was Nine of Pentacles. I do have the vice versa. That would have been a good choice, especially for the Page of Swords in the vice versa tarot, or even the Page of Wands, like the backside. This is the bottom of the deck. The Wheel of Life, I turned it up right because I think I forgot to put it up right yesterday. The Wheel of Life, the Demon, the New World Order, and then the Archangel Commander. So first, the Hallowed Flame came out, and then the Shining Gale and the Ivory Shield came out. And then before I finished the shuffle, the Giver came out. I guess I could take these. What's interesting with this Giver is it feels like things are exchanged. Like circulating or recirculating. And there's this energy that's like, it's almost like the law of equivalent exchange. It's almost a little FMA, Full Metal Alchemist, because whatever is given is weighed against what is received. Excuse me. I don't know why I just said excuse me. Maybe it's because the noise it made. This is more than a bargain for. Okay. So this ebony shield, sorry, ivory. This ivory shield, the shield is dropped and she has like, she's offering the cup. So she doesn't give me the same energy that the ivory shield in the Vitruvian edition does. Now, we also have this Shining Gale, which is the Knight of Swords, Winds of the Sylph. But something about this Knight of Swords makes me think of, in the In Between Tarot, I believe it was the Queen of Swords to the King of Swords. And I literally just watched, well, I scrolled through a few of my videos to try to find it. YouTube is like always doing something, here lately at least. And I don't mind it. But there was the Knight of Swords, or the person, or was it the Knight of Swords into the Queen of Swords too? Because we saw the person inheriting the throne from the current king, the current reigning king. But then we also saw that person like creating some kind of writing system and like using the sword to teach instead of using the sword for war. And that's what he was recognized for. And because of the letters, because of the words and the characters down here, it's making me think of that. But because this one is specifically more, not necessarily divine, but you know, with the self there, it's giving that energy. Also, I guess with the winged horse, it's like receiving, it's like when Moses went up the mountain and got the 10 commandments, or the 15. This is also the only masked horse. The other horses don't have masks. So why is that? I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna I Ching the hallowed flame and the giver on top of the hallowed flame. The trigram of the giver on top of the trigram of the hallowed flame. Now, I guess what's interesting is that these are both a four tone, and I guess a four and a four is an eight. So I did. I did. I just like moved it up, so it's on the same wall. It's just out of frame now. I did it right before I went live. Oh, I'm covering it. You see down here, they're both four tone in the bottom right of the card. 4 plus 4 is 8. But I guess it's an 8 between the stability of um, the spiritual world and the stability of the physical world, or the stability of the internal and the stability of the external. Now, with them both being at a 4 again, it's almost giving me this energy where what is given balances with what is received. And I feel like the default order would be there's something that we give up, and then there's something that we receive to take the place or the space of what we gave up. Like first you purge and then you receive. But I feel like that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Like something could come and just make room. Or it can something can come, we can receive it, know that it's for us, and then rebalance our lives afterward to accommodate for the thing, right? It's like, hey, someone's like, one second. I wish they had a better hug emoji. Personally. Can I search? We are in an 8 year, which is given that it's time energy. I guess the thing about the 8 too is that it's like two circles. And with this being a 4 and a 4, I wonder if there is it's like a Venn diagram that's been separated. It's like a Venn diagram that's been separated, but at the point of contact, it's like there are things that can transit from one to the other. Almost giving me cellular division, almost. Let's see. Excuse me. I've been seeing that word. I have no idea what it is, but excuse me. Happy that to the folks that celebrate. I think it's also what Nowruz today. Let's see. It's already open. Thank you. Let's see. This is going to be mountain over fire. Mountain over fire is I Ching number 22. Beauty and grace. Wow. Let's go to 22. Luminosity. Ah, love it. Love it. Luminosity. Luminosity. This is the energy of this was the mountain. The mountain and that other card. the cave in the mountain. Because so when I was using the water known archetypes, I think the final archetypes of place, the mountain, the cave came out and the mountain was at the bottom of the deck. And then there was like the two eyes and then the glow. And it was like the glow gets brighter and brighter and brighter until the point where, like, from outside of the mountain, you see this bright orange glow and the silhouette of a person. Also, obviously, I love this because this is the response or the follow up to the I Ching of dark and the light. The I Ching where it was like the fire that is in the cave, protected by the dark, shielded from the rain, shielded from that which would douse or dim the fire. Darkness actually stepped in as a protector. A great fire illuminates the majestic mountain. That's why I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. Because that was the thing in the mountain card. A great fire illuminates the mountain, the majestic mountain. You handle ordinary affairs with clarity, precision, and grace. Your public image now suffices for the small undertakings, but the large, excuse me, but the large undertakings will exceed your beauty and grace. If you are content with small gains, then continue in present luminosity. Otherwise, abandon the comforts of the carriage and walk dauntlessly as a humble apprentice. Do you yearn for more than the comforts you possess? That's interesting because I mentioned it was literally here. The things that we can take care of with that Archangel Commander. Oh, this Archangel Commander right here. There he is. The things that we can take care of with the Archangel Commander, and then the things that are bigger than us that the Divine will still take care of. Now, this is interesting because I don't know if this is calling us even further on. Your public image now suffices for the small undertakings, but the large undertakings will exceed your beauty and grace. If you are content with small gains, then continue in present luminosity. Otherwise, abandon the comforts of the carriage and walk dauntlessly as a humble apprentice. Do you yearn for more than the comforts you possess? So, what, no breaks? They were like Pisces season was the break. Also, I was thinking about the almost scorpionic nature of, I feel like to call it full scorpionic would be a little extreme. Um, the different, unique kind of Aries energy that's going on. And I was thinking, I had the thought of like, I wonder if Aries season is almost going to be a little bit more like Scorpio on land than like the pure Aries that we've become accustomed to. Now, what's interesting about this is that our Knight of Swords, the Shining Gale, is off of the horse, walking on his, or at least standing on his own 2 feet. And then we have the Archangel Commander up here. This is the apprentice of the Archangel Commander. Well, we were the apprentice of the Archangel Commander. The apprentices. And again, Sanctum of the Immaculate is the ivory shield. Again, just like how in this deck she offers something, where in the Vitruvian edition, it's more like she withholds or she prevents entry. She's offering this cup to the apprentice of the Archangel Commander. I wonder if this is the completion of that work. In the in between, it was just beginning. So, because of this energy, I guess I'm glad I shared it that way too. How it could be Like we receive something and then we make room for it rather than we give up, we sacrifice, and then we get something equivalent in value to what we sacrifice. But it was almost like this other way around energy because that's this. The hallowed flame, the Ace of Scepters, is the awakening. We saw the awakening with the sleeping giant lady and the Seven of Swords. It was the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords that came out to clarify the Three of Swords of the present moment, or the first thing that Aries season is bringing. And we have that same Ace of Scepters awakening. Now, what's also interesting about this is it's almost playing into the Hierophant and the Page of Cups in the present moment. I believe that was in the present moment. Us getting to know the divine in a way that is so much deeper or so much different than what our relationship was with before, that it's almost like we're realizing, or we're going to realize, how little we actually knew. And that's that humble apprentice energy. And it's interesting now that I feel like the luminosity of this is kind of what that Eight of Swords and the present that we didn't see, that was the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Wands. And that's also the Empress yesterday. And like something about Aries season is more about attracting things than like manifesting them. Or when we attract what we manifest, to at least have those two aligned in some way. But attraction is also part of it. I saw a video, I didn't click it. I saw a video on my YouTube feed that was like, why insects are really attracted to the light. What we think about it is all wrong. Or it's different. The reason why insects are attracted to light is different than we thought it was. I didn't watch it, so I don't know, but I do remember that coming across. The luminosity of the light attracts whatever. And I guess that was also the lighthouse at the bottom of the corruptor. The light that was like shining out. The lighthouses are usually used to like call things in for the boats to find the shore. And then to illuminate whatever's in the environment as they are reaching the shore. Primarily useful at night. Cool. I guess that's it. I don't need this to be 4 hours. There's a 4-hour video. I was like, wow, this went for 4 hours. Destiny turning, battling the Typhon, crown of the Magi, and then the Angel of Storms and battles. Oh, battling the Typhon and the demon, but the Archangel Commander is the Angel of Storms and battles. Because so the Archangel Commander is related to the Knight of Wands that we saw yesterday, because the Knight of Wands is in the Vitruvian. The Knight of Wands is lightning in the pyre, and with thunderstorm, like storms are pretty much the only time that we see lightning. So it's interesting that he would be the Knight of Fire, would be in the domain of the King of Air in that way. Cool. Cool. There's something interesting here, though, because the Archangel Commander makes this interesting. The Archangel Commander gives this an interesting flavor because of what the Archangel Commander means for me. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be what the Archangel Commander always is. Not always, but the Archangel Commander has been, at least lately. The interesting thing about this would be But I guess it's also in the I Ching, and it's also in the Giver, Six of Pentacles. Like, this isn't a complete New World Order energy. And that's the interesting thing. It's almost like the apprentices would be the ones who might get that new world. Because something about it is relating to like this balance and what we can give up, or how we, or our capacity to receive. And I guess how we receive, but I just think it's interesting that we go from dark and the light to luminosity. A great fire illuminates the majestic mountain. But maybe that's when like we know we're ready. When the fire that is within the cave illuminates the entirety of the mountain. Which is low-key giving Queen of Wands energy. And how like she sustains the sunflowers. She's bright enough that the sunflowers face her. I mean, I guess if the sun is out, then maybe they would face the sun, but she's closer, so cool. Let's see. I don't know if this means anything, but we will see what it may potentially mean. Oh. Does this word mean anything? Cool water. In Hindi, what? Does it mean anything in Hindi? No. 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 Anyway. Well, I guess so. I was looking at the Nine of Orbs, the Eminence, and I saw the Eminence. But when I saw Nine of Orbs, when I was looking at Nine of Orbs, it read like Nairobi, and I was like I know like Nairobi is the capital of Kenya, but like, does the word mean anything? And it means cool waters or the place of cool waters, and I'm like, okay, but I do see this ivory shield here. And she's associated with water. Who knows? Oh, snap. So we had at the bottom of the deck the Wheel of Life, the Demon, New World Order, the Archangel Commander. Then it's the Eminence, the Herald of the Earth, and the Golden Shield. There's Column World again. Cool. Well, so I guess that's a yes. To answer my question, yes. For whatever that fire was that the dark was keeping safe, it has built a little, but that was the reason why the dark was keeping the fire safe. Because something about the environment would either put it out, douse it, or dim and diminish it. That now the light is strong enough that it shines through the darkness. There we get the Lux ex Tenebris in the Erudite card, but also we have the Lux et Veritas of the Chariot. Light from darkness, Lux ex Tenebris. And then there was the High Priestess that just flipped over. But I kept shuffling it out, like I flipped it back. There was a card behind her. I don't know what it was because I just saw High Priestess. Light and truth coming out of the darkness. When that light gets bright enough that it shines through. That's like an egg hatching. That's like the black egg hatching. Now I could pull before and after the black egg and the animal tarot, but I'm not going to do that because this video is over. Hey Zelda, I hope you're doing better. All right. Ooh, that was almost smooth. I can't tell if the title card flipped over. I think it did. No, it didn't. It may have. The title card may have flipped over. Okay, well, I'll put it back. Archangel Commander flipped over, but it's fine. We already know what he's about. Cutting to the demiurge. That Four of Wands again with the hunt. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Final card, please, from the SKT. Let's not make this 50 minutes. Ooh, a card fell out of the deck and it landed face down. The Chancellor is here. The energy of justice is here. That we're going to have, full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. Full moon Libra lunar eclipse in Aries season. Now, in the Vitruvian edition, I believe it was, we actually saw the Chancellor with the Warrior. We saw the Sun next to Libra. And I was like, is this going to be another full moon where it's like one sun opposing another sun? But regardless of the fact, the Angel of Justice is at the bottom of the deck. Now, the card that came out face down. So we will reveal it to be the Contender. Saturn in Leo, 5 of Scepters. We've seen this card. This is our princess, or this is our lady competing for the throne. And in the Vitruvian edition, she doesn't hide her identity as a woman. Or she doesn't hide the fact that she's a woman, so that when they take the throne, everyone's surprised. Like, they know what they're getting into, or not getting into. They already know who has the potential to emerge victorious. You know what I mean? Busy day, busy day. Well, that sounds like you are probably not in the hospital anymore. So glad to hear that. I am doing well. I'm on the second day of my impromptu vacation. Vacation is wild to me. Like, after working for a paycheck, it's wild to me that I can not work and still get paid. Like, that concept is very nice. I love it. If only I could get paid just for existing all the time. And it's not to say that the divine doesn't support me, but you know what I mean? Anyway, so we have the Contender, the one who competes as themselves authentically. This is interesting. So the detail that I'm focusing on today is, you see this card, how there are like hands on every like wand, but on these two we have snakes. Now we did have, there was a cobra, there was a green cobra on the Wheel of Life at the top of the card, and this blue cobra, black cobra on the character at the bottom. And the Wheel of Life did come out. Now we also see these different colored snakes in um, the Magus. We see them in the tower. There may be another card where we see them. These blue contacts on this blur is kind of wild. It's low kilo wild because they're so bold. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go looking for the Magus because in the New World Order we have the Crown of the Magus. Now we actually did see the Magician in the Astral Matrix Tarot. And I'm pretty sure it came out towards the end, and it was Nikola Tesla holding up the wand that was connected to the Venn diagram. Not Venn diagram. I feel like it's a Van Graft machine or something like that. Let's see, because we have the Crown of the Magus in that New World Order. We also saw the Keeper, didn't we? Oh, it's right here. Almost passed it up. See, this is interesting. Okay. So there's the Keeper again. And then there's the title card. So walking back, we have the Seeker and the title card. Then on the other side of the title card is the Sun and the Ivory Shield. Again, this is the Ivory Shield that permits rather than the Ivory Shield that restricts. On the other side, we have the Priestess, the Keeper, the Hollow Void, and the Hallowed Flame. Again, after the Hallowed Flame is the angel that we saw yesterday. The Divine Higher Genius. Sanctuary of Isis is the High Priestess in this deck. I'm pretty sure in the Vitruvian it's different. But in the Revelations, it's the Sanctuary of Isis, which is interesting because Isis is on the Three of Swords, which is the bereaved. We saw her yesterday as the first energy that Aries season is going to bring. And then we have the Keeper. The Keeper is the Fool who has engaged at every major arcana from the Magician to the world and has taken what she needs to take from each one. And so she re-enters the world as a force on her own. You know what I mean? And then after that is the Hollow Void with the Hallowed Flame. Now there's light in that void space. Hollow Void is interesting because the womb was void. When we looked at the Waddle-known archetypes, the wound was void. On the element side, no, that was something different. What was that? I don't remember. Yeah, that was that, not that. I used the archetypes. Yeah, it was different. I did the archetype of person, place, and thing, and then I did an alchemy. The archetype of place came out as the void, and the womb was at the bottom of the deck. And the alchemy of the void womb was truth, aletheia. But like absolute truth. Like the truth that we may not necessarily want to hear. The truth that doesn't worry itself over like feelings, because it's just the truth. Now, the truth doesn't always have to hurt. You know what I mean? I don't think that truth necessarily has to be harsh, but because of the way that things came out, it was like the truth that we didn't want to hear. So, but when we can face the truth of ourselves, then we had the Peacock's Tail, which was like boundless expansion. And that's in a similar prism type energy, in the way that the heart can be a prism that refracts the light if we raise the dais high enough. In the bottom of that seven of cups. Oh, it's hitting 40 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. But yeah, this is the Sanctuary of Isis, which is interesting. And I guess we see her right there on top of the crown of the High Priestess. So before The Magus is the politic. After the Magus is the sacred word. This is sacred cinnabar in the Revelations edition. And I called it sacred word instead of sacred cinnabar. This is the crowning. It's interesting that it's the crowning because the New World Order was the crown of the Magi. So next to the Magus is the crowning. The crowning of this new Magi was prophesied. This is the threes in the SKT relate to prophecy and divination. This is pyromancy. The Three of Cups, hydromancy. The Three of Swords, aeromancy. And then the Three of Pentacles, geomancy. Now, what's interesting is that there was a card next to the Three of Cups. What was it? Oh, the Chancellor. The Chancellor was behind the Three of Cups. The Chancellor is in front. Three of Cups is in between the Chancellor and the Initiate. In between justice and a brand new beginning. The three phases of the Fool are coming out in such interesting positions. So hydromancy tells us of a new initiate being chosen because it's justice there. The pyromancy came out between, the ivory shield and the Magus. This feels like it's further down the line. It's interesting that after the Seeker, we have the title card. And then we see the Keeper behind the High Priestess. It's almost like this is why we get a title card immediately after the Seeker, because the Keeper is right next to the High Priestess. It's almost like, I don't know, almost like a no shortcuts-ish type energy. Almost like whenever we get to where we're going, it's going to be so outside of our realm of comprehension that like it's not even beneficial, or like there's no point in even saying. Honestly, it feels like the divine could say, and we wouldn't even hear it. Like we wouldn't be capable of hearing it. And I don't know if there's that, like, let those who have ears to hear, or ears to listen, hear. Let those who have eyes to see, see. But anyway, what's the most interesting about this is the politic. This is them prophesying that there will be a new king or a new ruler. The contender is where the competition for the throne happens. In the Six of Wands, we have the crowning, and then here's the crowning right here. Next to the Magus. The Magus has their hand up right next to Universal Mercury. The Quester Six of Swords was at the bottom of the deck, behind whatever cards I mentioned at the bottom of the deck. I can't remember if I actually ended up pulling it out or not, but I did see it. And the Quester came out as, I think, one of the cards that clarified something yesterday. Or it was towards the end. That Six of Swords, sailing towards whatever it was sailing towards. I don't remember. What's interesting about this is, though, it feels like this crowning happens during whatever this competition is. And I don't know if that's because we have, like, I think the divine prepares a lot of us, if not all of us, for different things in our lives. Meaning, there are certain experiences or certain pieces of information, certain chance encounters that we have, sometimes at the very least, before we go through a certain experience. Almost in that, like, warning comes before destruction type way. But I don't know if we all necessarily see it as it is in those moments, or I don't know if we necessarily, like, voluntarily take on whatever is not being demanded at that time. Now, when something fully like comes to play later, it may be like, oh, like somebody was just talking about this, or I just went through this, or like this was foretold or foreshadowed in some way. Maybe it's like I wish I would have paid a little bit more attention, or I wish I could like remember, or maybe it's like I'm glad that I noticed it because it prepared me for this. So I did not hear about that. Like intentionally, that's kind of wild. So then it's almost like that's why this crowning energy comes out before the competition. It's almost like, and I don't know if it's because of the hydromancy around the initiate. So this competition is one of revealing more so than it is one of actual like competing. It's like the competition is to reveal who is going to be next on the throne rather than it's a competition to like see like the whoever is the rightful like whoever is going to take the throne is already powerful enough, wise enough, whatever enough to take it. The competition just reveals them because it's already been foretold, it's already been forespoken. That's why the crowning happens before the actual competition. Oh, wow. Well, I guess somebody was ahead of schedule. Maybe somebody said, why wait? If we already know it's going to go down, why wait? Now, what's interesting about this crowning is it gives us a directionality. I'm pretty sure I've seen the angel. It gives us a directionality that we didn't see yesterday. So, yesterday we saw the Reaper as one end of where the light ends or where the light stops. We saw the world, New World Order, as another point where the light stops, I guess. Oh, the angel was behind the hallowed flame. See this? But now, with this crowning of a sacred word, we see one that goes like up. Which is interesting. The lovers is behind the sacred word. The lovers is this is the people in the double card freed. Also, we have this river here. I don't know if this is also giving me the place of cold water's energy. I don't know. But anyway, I wonder if that's why the snakes are here. Because it's already been decided, basically. There's something interesting happening in the background of this. Because they're not competing. They're not fighting. I don't know if there's something from Aquarius. I see like the evil eye on the sack, which could be like a water, like a canteen type thing. I don't know. Let's see. Why not? I don't think I've actually read the contender in this one. So I'll read it. It's still going to be an hour. That's crazy. Is it? No. I guess it's not that wild. So, in the foreground, 5 rods form the Proto-Norse elder for the rune Ingwaz, which petitions Ingvi, son of Odin, the progenitor of kings. 5 hands of 5 princes extend their scepters in battle to be the king. The 5 rods also symbolize the essential nature of strife in this card. Fingers point outward as if blaming others for their troubles, unrest, and the instabilities that have come to pass. The closed fist symbolizes belligerence. 2 serpents of unequal sizes bite the opposite ends of a rod. The tails of the 2 serpents are both visible in the frame, suggesting that the 2 are intertwined, and yet they fight each other to be separated. Behind the focal point of 5 rods is Medea, as a maiden, sorceress, and priestess of Hecate, granddaughter of the sun god Helios, and niece to Circe. That is crazy because we just saw the high priestess, which isn't necessarily Hecate, but it could be. Also, she's the granddaughter of Helios. I did not know that. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because Helios Apollo has a gift of prophecy. I can't remember if Medea was prophetic, but with Helios Apollo like having the crown of like prophecy or whatever, I'm less surprised. It's also interesting though because we saw the energy of Phaeton, one of the sons of Helios, has been coming through. Hecate herself makes an appearance later in the Nine of Scepters, supporting the spirit of the pugilist. Here, her maiden priestess is supporting the spirit of the contender. So it is, I think somebody pointed that out because of the crossroads in that card. Okay. In her right hand, Medea is holding a bouquet of angelica flower blossoms. Is that what that is? Where they at? Where the blossoms at? I just see the little sack. Or is that what they look like? I don't know. In Scandinavian shamanic cultures and in traditional Chinese medicine, angelica is considered a powerful plant for both healing medicine and for poison. Its use requires a learned, experienced hand. Its species name is A. archangelica. Oh, snap. Derived from the Greek word archangelos, meaning archangel, in reference to the lore that archangels taught humanity how to use the plant for medicine. In her left hand, archangels taught humanity how to use a poisonous plant for medicine. Cool. In her left hand, the priestess holds. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong hand. Where's her right hand? Where's her right hand? Oh, I couldn't see it because of this hand in the way. It's down there. There it is. You see it? There's the Angelica right there. Right there. In her left hand, the priestess holds an amphora featuring a Nazar evil eye apotropaic. Apotropaic, meaning a protective talisman that turns away and thwarts the evil eye. Evil eye or Amati talismans affixed to drinking vessels have been found in Greece since the 6th century BC. The back of the head pictured is Jason, who Medea falls in love with. Her father, Aeetes, king of Colchis, modern-day Georgia, is in possession of the Golden Fleece. The name Aeetes means eagle. Medea betrays her father and decides to support Jason's fight to be king, on the condition that he will marry her once he prevails. Jason agrees. We got one more page. The first challenge in the quest of Jason and the Argonauts is to plow a field with fire-breathing oxen. To protect Jason, Medea gives him a salve, which he anoints himself with, and completes the challenge unscathed. The second challenge is to sow the teeth of a dragon. Each tooth Jason sows, a warrior springs up from the ground to fight him until Jason is greatly outnumbered. Medea uses her wits. She throws a rock into the crowd of warriors, confusing them, and the soldiers turn against each other, fighting until they've killed themselves off on their own. The third challenge is to retrieve the golden fleece protected by a sleepless dragon. Medea uses herb magic to put the dragon to sleep. King Aeetes realizes his daughter was helping Jason the whole time. He sends his son to go after Medea to prevent her from leaving Colchis with Jason. Medea stops him so that Jason and the Argonauts can escape. Although Jason honors his commitment to Medea, after 10 years of marriage, he betrays her and marries the princess of Corinth, siring children with the princess. In vengeance, Medea poisons the princess and her father. In the version of the tale by Euripides, Medea poisons her own 2 children that she had with Jason before escaping on a golden chariot sent to her by her grandfather Helios and fleeing to Athens. In another version, after killing her children, she returns to Colchis, finds that her father has been dethroned by her uncle Persis, kills Persis, and restores the kingdom to her father. An alternate ending to the tale has Medea fleeing with her son Metis, whose father is either Jason or Medea's subsequent husband, King Aegeus of Athens, to what is now modern-day Iran. And Metis becomes the founding ruler of the Median Empire, later to become the Achaemenids. Though popular tellings of the myth places the golden fleece upon an oak tree in an impenetrable grove, I've taken creative liberty here to place it inside a figurative temple to symbolize that which the ambitious among us worship. We invoke the spirit of strife when we worship the golden fleece. The color red is associated with Hecate, so the temple decor is red here to imply the presence of Hecate, the workings of unseen magic. Wow. Girl, there's even more. There is even more. Hold up. Okay, no. Yeah, there is even more. When the contender appears in a divinatory reading, it could also indicate games in competition, though it will be a zero-sum game, one with a clear winner and a clear loser. Cool. I'm not reading the rest of this. That was long enough. I didn't know it was that long. And now it took us to the full hour. Did Ariadne end up with Perseus? Was that Perseus? Or was that a different guy? I don't think that was Perseus. Let's see, Ariadne. Maybe it was Perseus. It's a tragedy, so. A Cretan princess, the daughter of King Minos of Crete. Theseus. It was Theseus in the Minotaur. And then she was abandoned on an island. Oh. The reason why I say that is because, like, all of these, like, little princesses falling in love with these heroes, helping the heroes overcome their quests, and then getting abandoned. And then they get abandoned by the very heroes. Anyway, Cool. There's that. I could have ended this half an hour ago, but it's fine. It won't hit an hour. So I hope you all have an amazing whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that whatever you need along your path, journey, and what you find. And until then, I will see you next time. Bye.